And we are here today with Matt Lave, Michael Watt. We have all been experiencing the work from home woes, I think. We are very seasoned professionals. And we thought that we would go through this Fortune article. Let's debunk some of these best practices or talk about some of the things that really work.
Yeah, absolutely. So going through this, I think there are some, probably all seven of these can help some people out, but we're going to throw in our own perspective, both senior executives within business, technology, quite a lot of experience working from home. And I personally have probably done everything wrong possible while figuring out how to make it work for myself. And I actually don't like working from home, but I have for the last 6, 7 years quite successfully. So there's a couple things in this article that I think I found a little different take on, or maybe a little different disagreement, and we can kind of discuss some of those.
Yeah, to me, a lot of these things I think are no-brainers, right? You get the teleconferencing software. Okay, yeah, that is very important. What we feel is most important working with external clients, the lighting, the camera, right, the microphone. So I think that that is definitely good. The virtual background we feel is a great feature. If you don't have that, at least blur your background. So I think that all those things are good. But I don't know, Matt, a quality printer. I've been working from home for 14 years, and I've tried to get away from a printer. And to me, if you have to print something, it's a sign that you need two monitors because you have to compare things side by side. And that's not a printer problem. That is a monitor problem. What do you think?
Yeah, I've got a printer. I've got a really nice printer, and I found that the only things I use it for are printing out documents for government work because they're usually behind the curve and it's all paper.
Router, I think is self-explanatory. Of course, you need a good wireless router, a strong wireless router. I like the Nighthawk personally from Netgear. I disagree on the headset. I feel that for me personally, I want to look like I'm in person. I wouldn't be talking to you in person with headphones on. So that's a personal test taste there. Phone
Yeah,
charger, isn't
I, I
that
just,
a no
just want
brainer?
to just want to jump on that headset. If you're using a headset, don't use the clown looking 1990s teleconference or telecenter type. You'll get a good one. I've got right here that I use. It's great noise canceling. It's a Jabra, I think 52 or 5400 or something. You don't have to, that was like $250. You don't have to get a high end one, but get something, maybe the one you get with your phone, there's like $50. It's just on an earpiece. Don't get the big old goofy thing with the vocal thing that comes down. You look like you're a telemarketer, and just imagine that's what they're staring at while they're talking to you. It's not a good thing.
Or the Beats headsets.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, coffee, we all know the value of that. Okay, don't be a hermit. Yeah, that's definitely a drawback. I actually read that work from home actually increases productivity by 13%. And when you think of it, well, because I can literally just get immersed in something and work all day, I don't have to worry about the commute, um, the extra time it takes to get ready in the morning, things like that. So that's one of these things. Don't be overly social. I think that's talking about with other people in the house. You
Yeah,
know,
I think I think both of these bring up a good point that's not discussed in the article. When someone's making the transition to working from home and they're not used to it, um, yeah, maybe over time you get sucked into just head down working. Where we're talking about now, when the entire family is at home, you're trying to get stuff done. In order to be productive, you kind of got to block your time and separate yourself out, and that goes with being social as well. Don't go out and every 10 minutes you're talking to your spouse or your kids or whatever it might be. When you've got productive work that you need to get done, you need to block everything out. So for me personally, I turn off my email, no text. I've got a Bluetooth watch, like everything is off, and I'll sit down for like 60 minutes and put focused work in, and then go interact with the family, whatever it might be. But when you're first doing that transition, it's really easy to get distracted and not be putting in focused work, and you're not being productive. So I think that productivity statistic comes from people who have already made the transition and are used to it. People like you and me who is it's just the natural order of the day to, have focused blocks of time to work.
Yeah. Wearing pants, I can personally go either way. I do a lot on camera. I'm not going to be standing, right? I'm going to be sitting. So whatever makes you comfortable. Hey, if I'm on with clients, I'm wearing a collar and I'm getting on camera. And that's, to me, I think what you have to do in this strange time is be very personable as if you are there. So I think, either way on that one, but I do think that keep certain things in your routine. Get up in the morning, shower, shave, hair, right? I think there's a sense of normalcy that you want to keep. I wouldn't be showing up with a client call with a backwards baseball cap and a t-shirt on, even though I would love to. That just, to me, isn't professional, right? You have to set those boundaries, which I think is really the big on this one. I think part of it is the routine. Keep your routine. So if you and
I'm a
your
pants guy.
working from home, hey, I think that having lunch breaks together and things like that's great, right? But you want to keep a sense of normalcy. It's always been beneficial as a work from home that if I need to go out and do something during the day, I can do it. I can do it quickly and efficiently on, say, my lunch break when nobody else is, at the barbershop or whatever. Now I think that's a little bit different, but I think that the one problem that I always struggle with, Matt, from work from home is just that you can always be on and you have to set personal boundaries, right? Weekend, phone off, right? Sometimes I literally turn it off just because I don't want that distraction.
Absolutely.
And to me, I think talk about boundaries on social media. So much negativity. 5 minutes, got to be off that, right? We know what the situation is.
It's the negativity drug, and you will get hooked and you'll get addicted and you'll get depressed and be in a downward spiral if you're on that thing like the drug it is. Absolutely. Hey, if you want to check, so every morning during crisis like this, I spend 5 minutes, updates, what's going on. Okay, world's falling apart. That sucks. What can I do? And then move forward. And completely turn it off after that. It's done.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier about fearing the fridge. All right. You had some strong opinions on that.
Yeah. It's really, you got to keep the same routine, just what you're already talking about. For me, one of the things that I do when I'm working from home is I increase the fresh fruit and vegetables that I'm eating, higher fiber for lower calorie count. And that's just my personal thing. And also I drink a lot of water. Virtual background kind of messed that up, but I drink a lot of water and do a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I stay away from the heavier stuff unless it's dinner. And that really, you got to be aware of that. Try and keep the same routines, just like what Michael was saying. Whatever your normal routine is, you want to keep as close to that as you can, because once you break your routine, you're trying to readjust and reacclimate. That's when next thing you know, half a chocolate cake is gone. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. I've been there. You stay away from that.
I had to curb back on the coffee consumption too, right?
Yeah.
You gotta cap
overdo it. It's easy to overdo it when it's 5 steps away.
Right. And then you're dehydrated and you're probably not in the mood for working out. I think that to me, I think is one of the hardest things is I got to make the time to work out. And when you think of it, if you kept the same routine, like we previously advised, I can still wake up in the morning. And if I was going to go to the gym on the way to work, well, why couldn't I go for a run outside or something, right? Even though I have to be limited, there's things with free weights and whatnot. It's just, you have to stay disciplined with it. So I think that goes hand in hand. I think it's pretty easy to avoid the coffee shop. I think this is
especially now
normal. I can tell you, I used to love, say on a Friday, I would go and I would work at a Starbucks or something, just for a little break in the routine. I think that that's fine from time to time, but routinely, I always give dirty looks when I see people on conference calls, right? I wouldn't imagine doing something like this at a local Starbucks just out in the open.
Yeah, don't do it. You don't look cool. You are setting a really bad image. I've been on some pretty high level meetings and calls where there's that one person who's like, hey, I'm from the coffee shop. Yeah, it's cool. You're not cool. And you're a huge distraction.
Well, and your client that you have under NDA talking about
Yeah.
potential mission critical strategies, I don't think they're going to be too appreciative of that as well.
What image is that presenting, that they weren't important enough for you to block off a little time to plan ahead and use a conference space, go to a library, find somewhere quiet and professional. Um, the places are all over the place. Free library is great. You can go and use the library for free. They have conference booths usually, or talking booths. And there's a bunch of public places that you can do that. And I've used a lot of them. Don't do the coffee. Don't do the coffee shop meetings with important clients.
Well, I think especially if you have virtual background capabilities, it doesn't really matter, right? As long as I have a desk and a chair and internet,
And quiet.
I could be in quiet. I could be on with
Yep.
the client.
Yep.
I think that from my experiences, the best thing the past couple weeks have been, that empathy for a lot of people, especially clients that we've been working with. They're not used to working from home, right? So you can always hear the dogs and the children in the background, right? That's just one of those things that it's a sign of today's times. I think that having some empathy towards that, some flexibility on that. With that being said, I think that this can be a productive thing. Just because we're not, meeting face to face. Well, hey, that frees up a lot of travel time, a lot of things that I can be doing now with that time, right? So I think it's just plan your day.
And take advantage. This is a great time to, you've got more time to focus on your creative work or whatever it might be. Take a big weakness and make it a strength. Find out how you can create more content, set up more meetings, do more calls, more email, whatever industry you're in, whatever you're doing. Take the downtime and make something productive out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But anything that you think that they missed that we didn't talk about?
And I think that was about it. Everything I was thinking.
Well, we'll put the link here available at the bottom of this post. Like, comment, share your best practices. We're all learning. We're all in this together, and let's make sure that we help each other out to be the most productive and effective that we can with both internal and external with clients.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Till next time. Ciao.